Now I'm going to be the first to admit, when I come to a scripture that doesn't make sense and that I don't quite comprehend or understand, I'm just going to tell you, that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I'm telling you right now, this scripture, as you apply it, like a blanket statement across the board to everything that our government does and allows, to say that everything is ordained of God, the powers that be, all right, I'm admitting something about this just doesn't make sense. So we're going to try to understand it today a little bit better. Now, let me illustrate what I mean when I say it doesn't make sense. Now, since 1973, there have been over 63 million abortions. Now, if you resist that decision, am I to understand this correctly, that you're resisting the ordinance of God if I resist the sin of abortion? Now, I do understand, if I go out and burn down an abortion clinic, okay, that's wrong. That would be a sin for me to do that. Okay, but to resist, to say that's wrong, that abortion is evil, that you are murdering a potential child in the womb, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. The powers that be are ordained of God. So is abortion ordained of God? Now, this is what I mean when you take a scripture and you just give it a blank statement across the board about everything our government does and allows. Pornography is protected under the First Amendment as artistic free expression. Yeah, get that. Artistic free expression. It's crazy. Okay, is pornography ordained by God? If you resist that, if you resist pornography, if you say pornography is a sin, if you stand out with your little banners or whatever and say, this is wrong, all right, are you resisting? Is pornography ordained by God? Of course not. Of course not. So let's take a look at this scripture again and try to understand it. Romans 13 and verse 1, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resists the power, resist the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive unto themselves damnation. Okay, yes, I admit, difficult scripture to understand, but I'm going to try to explain it a little bit better here throughout this message here. Someone made this comment, this one misunderstood passage, the one we just read in Romans 13, has led to more tyranny and mass genocide throughout the last 2,000 years than any other tool of the enemy. I'm sure every dictator throughout history has used this passage, referring to Romans 13, to rally support from the very people he eventually kills. Yes, God does put evil people into power over us, but it's because of our hard hearts and our disobedience to His commandments. If we don't want to be ruled over by evil men and under a curse, then it's real simple. Okay, all we have to do is look at 2 Chronicles 7 and verse 14 and do as it says. Okay, well, let's take a look at that verse. Here it is. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn, notice this, be converted, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Nothing could be more simple, could it? Turn from your wicked ways. Quit allowing idiots to rule over you, okay?